Healthcare professionals in New York forced to resort to wearing trash bags for protection due to not being able to get more protective gear. The marketing team for Hefty is going to milk this for years. Need to protect yourself from a global pandemic? Use Hefty. Hefty, hefty, hefty. This is just sad. American exceptionalism. China is laughing at us. That's cause they nationalized our 3M factory in China. They took all our stuff in a pandemic, and it not the first time they stole our factories in China. I hope people remember this when we finally get past this. I hope Americans wake up and fight back against the corporations who have sold manufacturing jobs off overseas for cheap labor and created a desperate situation in this pandemic. So you mean give them free money for more stock buybacks, right? / takes notes in Muchin. You would do the same. Hopefully after this more manufacturing for these important items will either be moved to the US and other Western countries, or at least diversified to other Eastern countries. This is the definition of putting all our eggs in one basket, and the basket just dropped from a 20-story building. And who let them do that? USA. 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 Fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. For me once. Shame on me. Fool me twice though. Won't get fooled again. Source: that 3M was nationalized by China? Great to see people come together in this troubled time. This is just so sad. Unfucking believable. I remember going to see some punk band in 1977, and a few attendees were wearing garbage bags. Maybe it's time for a fashion comeback. This just breaks my heart, pensive face. Same, can't believe it has gotten to this. Wow. Taking this post with a grain of salt. If you look at their sleeves and collars sticking out under the bags, they look like gowns, appropriate PPE, not their clothes. How many other examples do you need? Could it be they're using trash bags to cover and layer their PPE because they have to reuse them so much they can't afford to not have a removable layer? If it works, it works. And I imagine it saves a ton of money. TLDR, grow up. While I support the post, the title could have been slightly less charged, and some of the comments here are trash. Yes, we have a just-in-time system in many industries in the US, where items are stocked due to normal levels of demand. When the supply chain is disrupted or the demand increases, shortages will occur. This is not a failure of leadership in the US, it's not a failure of capitalism, and it's not a failure of the workers involved from end to end. Where would you like the hospitals to store all of the items that just recently had insane demand increases? I read somewhere that one hospital used in a month what all of the hospitals in the group would normally use in a year. Where would they store it? If they did store it, how quickly would you jump at arms in your cancel culture to insist that they're hoarding these supplies from the rest of the world? Prayers for all of the essential personnel in every facet of life, working tirelessly to fight this pandemic.